back, Poke Nation. Jim Gazzolo, Heath Schroyer, bye week. Done with your bye week.
Done with the bye week.
The first of 2 bye weeks for you guys.
I know. How about that? It's good.
All right, I want to say something to you. The other day I was at a basketball inter-squad game, and a woman came up to me, and she said, tell that Schroyer guy to not make you wear a jacket because you look stuffy when you have a jacket on, but you look really relaxed here today. Just wanted to let you know that.
Okay. Stuffy.
So,
Trust me,
uncomfortably
Poke
stuffy.
Nation, listen. When this man comes in, there's no stuffiness. I promise you.
I'm just telling you.
Perception is not reality.
People are out there. They're watching. They're taking my side. That was the point we're trying to get here. Okay, so I want to talk to you about last week. You weren't in town. Bonnet was here. Panel looked much better looking.
Okay.
But you were gone to do your NCAA work.
Yes.
You guys came up with, I don't know how it all worked out, but you guys came up with a new deal for NLI, not NIL. That's National Letter of Intent.
Yes.
Basically tying the National Letter of Intent to grant and aid, correct?
Doing away with the National Letter of Intent and just having the grant and aid.
Okay, so when they sign now for a scholarship and they do the grant and aid, that is now more or less binding for you guys.
Correct.
So that is actually the first step in what I think should be done, which is contracts. Correct?
Correct.
That might be a little bit of a leap, but
yeah, I mean that's down the road. I think down the road, but it really is this simple, and to try to not complicate it. But the National Letter of Intent, you could only sign one in your college career, and that was either your first time enrolling, whether it be probably most of the time as a freshman.
Yeah.
And that was accompanied with your scholarship paper, your grant and aid. Okay, so both of them had to be together for it to be binding. But the National Letter of Intent binded the school to the athlete and the athlete to the school.
Yeah.
But now with the transfer portal, and very few people, I think it's around 30% actually go 4 years at their institution. Okay.
Yeah. 4 weeks is now a big thing. But yes.
So, but then when you left, you can only sign one National Letter of Intent in your career. So kids would go and take 5 visits and say, yeah, I'll sign a scholarship paper here. And in theory, sign 5 scholarship papers, but it was not binding.
Yeah.
So now what we did is said, okay, the National Letter of Intent is going to be gone. You can sign a scholarship agreement, but that agreement is binding from the school to the athlete and the athlete to the school, which takes away, the kids still signing a scholarship agreement and then taking 4 more visits. Now you can't recruit them after that. They can't visit after that. It is a binding legal agreement, just like the National Letter of Intent was.
Yeah, it gives schools, especially this size school.
Yes.
It gives you a fighting chance.
Absolutely.
Because now kids can't use you as, okay, I signed with McNeese, but look at the other interest I'm now getting because I signed with them. They are now actually, there's a commitment at least on their side, which didn't have. It kind of swings the pendulum a little bit. But more importantly, what it does is it allows you to start counting numbers. You don't have to wait until the last minute to say, who do we actually have on campus? I remember talking to Will Wade this year, and I said, well, who's here? And he goes, I won't know who I actually have until the minute they step on campus.
Correct.
Well, that's great on a big level when you can go out and get anybody and steal anybody. But on this level, when you're looking at, if all of a sudden you got to come up with 3 guys in the last day, now your pool is really limited.
You talked about the pendulum, right? So the pendulum has swung so far to give kids, to be able to transfer 4 years.
You're a free agent every day.
Right. So for now to be able to put a little bit of commitment back on the student athlete side, I think is a good thing. And I think that I think the teeth of it is, and we talked about this in the committee meeting, was the scholarship agreement was not binding. So it never stopped other institutions from recruiting those kids. Now that it's binding, then there's NCAA rules that say, hey, once a kid is signed, you can't recruit them anymore. I think it's a really good rule. I was a huge proponent of it. I'm proud that we got it passed, and I think it's good for the game, good for athletics.
Was there any talk about the contract thing? Because you're still in a position where your investment for 2 years can get up and leave.
Yeah, I think that it's a long way from ever bringing the motion to the table, but there has been there was communication, around the coffee machine, if you will, about, what happens, will there eventually be buyouts?
Yeah.
Where,
well, that makes sense to me.
so, okay, a kid signs here or signs somewhere and there's an NIL agreement, et cetera, and he transfers and leaves, does that kid now have a buyout?
Yeah.
Again, long way away.
Well, I think it's simple. You sign a 2 or 3 year deal. If you leave before then, the bigger school has to pay the smaller school the buyout, just like they would a coach, just like they would other things.
Sure.
To at least recoup your investment in the guy.
Yeah, again, it's a long way from being brought to the table, but there is some communication about those things. It was a fascinating 3 days. There's only 40 people in the Division I Council, and there's 1,300 Division I schools counting Division III, Division II, Division I. So to be around that table in that room and hearing the discussions about where this is going and
other people's concerns.
Yeah, and it was really humbling for me to to represent our league, to represent obviously McNeese on a national stage, and it was an unbelievable learning experience.
Yeah, and a lot of politics being played in that room.
Ooh boy.
A lot of positioning by each individual.
Yes. There is always a game being played.
Yes, always.
And
something.
if you don't know there's a game being played, then you're really, really out to lunch.
No, then you're in trouble because
Correct.
Everybody has an angle, everybody's playing that angle, and everybody's looking out for themselves.
Exactly right.
When we come back, we're going to change subjects. Talk to Pam Lafosse, who has been here with me for 42 years, and her journey through cancer. It's a fascinating story. When we come back on Polk Nation.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
Welcome to Nogales Mexican Cuisine and Bar, where every dish is crafted with fresh ingredients bursting with flavor. Make your date night unforgettable with our authentic Mexican dishes in a cozy and unique setting. Experience our warm and welcoming staff dedicated to ensuring your dining experience is nothing short of exceptional. Unwind at our bar with weekly drink specials perfect for any occasion. Nogales Mexican Cuisine and Bar, where great food, people, and drinks come together.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
New to Lake Charles, but not Louisiana, Mockler Beverage has been a leading Anheuser-Busch distributor for over 35 years. Known for an unwavering commitment to quality and service, we're excited to bring our excellence to Southwest Louisiana. Our exceptional portfolio of brands ensures we have the perfect beverage for every taste and occasion. Experience the Mockler difference, where every sip tells a story of excellence and satisfaction. Mockler Beverage, we serve Southwest Louisiana. For more information or to join the team, go to mocklerbeverage.com.
Welcome back to Polk Nation. It is an extreme honor of mine to have Miss Pam Lafosse. Welcome to Polk Nation.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, Assistant Communications Director, been at McNeese for a couple years. 42, I know. But first thing we need to talk about, I know we talked a little bit about it before, but this, I feel, I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize for being in the middle between Jim and me. Okay, we have a, an interesting relationship, but he's the, we'll ask you all the tough questions. I'm the one that's easy. Okay. All right. So Pam, 42 years at McNeese. Okay. First question comes to mind. Why stay 42 years?
Because it's a small university. It's like family. Like, it's not far from it wasn't far from my home. Far enough to get away on the weekend. Close enough to go home on the weekend. And basically they recruited me a little bit. So, but I didn't get a scholarship, so I walked on and eventually got a scholarship.
So where did you grow up?
Gaydon, Louisiana. Duck capital of America. Gaydon.
Gaydon.
You ever been there, Coach?
I have not.
Duck capital. You like hunting?
I just got into duck hunting about 2 years ago, and I'm all about it. I love it.
Duck capital of America.
Why is that such a shock? I'm a really good shot too.
I've actually been through Gaydon many times.
Really?
When I lived in Abbeville after the hurricane, I had to drive through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it's something else that, and Jim wrote an unbelievable article that got a lot of traction in the community. But this is Cancer Awareness Month, and you are a 3-time cancer survivor, which is unbelievable. Talk a little bit about that journey for you.
Well, it was a shock to say the least. I was actually at a basketball game, and the first time I kind of had a pain in my stomach, went to the hospital, and that's when they found ovarian cancer, so it hysterectomy. 2 months later, this was in 2001, November 2001. 2 months later, just happened to feel my chest right here. There's a lump, and so I was like, I need to go check that out. Found out it was breast cancer, and then from that point on, I was like, I'm going to MD Anderson because number one cancer, not far away. And then just went through all that, different things with all that, back and forth. And then in 2010, my sister passed away from cancer, and colon cancer. And so I was like, well, I probably need to get a colonoscopy. Sure enough, did a colonoscopy with cancer. And then from that point on, had another surgery, and ever since 10 years ago, been cancer-free. I mean, just different things, a lot of operations, a lot of visits to MD Anderson. I still go yearly. In fact, got back last week, Thursday, for my yearly exam, so everything's good with all that.
That's awesome.
So it's just been a quiet journey, and a lot of people along the way helped me. I'm gonna Bridget Morton and Gail Hinton. They took me to every doctor visit in Houston. I don't know what I'd do without them too. During that.
The thing is, you didn't like to talk about it, but you kind of wanted to talk about it now. You said because you thought it could do some good, especially to get the word out about, especially early
detection.
Early detection, but being aggressive on knowing about it and that. And why did you want to do that?
Well, because I found out that early detection. I know people are scared to go to the doctor and all that, but if you catch it early, I mean, your risk of living longer increases, and like sometimes you don't have to have surgery, sometimes you don't have to have chemo and all that. Now people are like scared of chemo, and it is something to go through. I'm not going to say that it wasn't nothing to go through, but sometimes you don't have to have chemo and all that good or operations. So early detection is definitely the key.
I think you made the point last week when we were talking. You said it's important for people to realize you can survive cancer, that it's not a death sentence. Yeah.
Correct. That's why you catch it early. So, and whenever people say the word cancer, they all, oh Lord, I'm not going to live, but you can live, and I mean,
you're testament to that.
Yeah.
So getting your story out, really, have you heard from people since then?
Yes, a lot, a lot of people. Thanks to you. I mean, thank you for that story. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but more importantly, they have people said they're now more aware of the situation.
Yes.
I mean, the point of that was to get out the word that, one, it is survivable, but two, it's important that you take care of yourself.
Yes, get your yearly checkups for sure.
Well, I'll tell you this, Pam. It's what you mean to this department. It's hard to put in words, and obviously it was a great article. But when we get into this next segment, I really want to talk about your role here and all that you do. I mean, you think about where you started 42 years ago and where you are now in your career, and you're a staple in this athletic department. And people have come and gone, but I will tell you that the respect that everyone in this department comes in with and leaves with for you is something that you can't, it's hard to put in words. And I just want to tell you, we appreciate you, and I'm excited to get into that the next segment.
And for 42 years, she knows where all the skeletons are buried.
All of them are
And I'm
buried.
going to tell you, she's going to know where yours is buried when you leave here.
100%.
We'll get into that next on Polk Nation when we come back.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
Welcome to Nogales Mexican Cuisine and Bar, where every dish is crafted with fresh ingredients bursting with flavor. Make your date night unforgettable with our authentic Mexican dishes in a cozy and unique setting. Experience our warm and welcoming staff dedicated to ensuring your dining experience is nothing short of exceptional. Unwind at our bar with weekly drink specials perfect for any occasion. Nogales Mexican Cuisine and Bar, where great food, people, and drinks come together.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
New to Lake Charles, but not Louisiana, Mockler Beverage has been a leading Anheuser-Busch distributor for over 35 years. Known for an unwavering commitment to quality and service, we're excited to bring our excellence to Southwest Louisiana. Our exceptional portfolio of brands ensures we have the perfect beverage for every taste and occasion. Experience the Mockler difference, where every sip tells a story of excellence and satisfaction. Mockler Beverage, we serve Southwest Louisiana. For more information or to join the team, go to mocklerbeverage.com.
We're back with Pam Lafosse. 42 years, a member of the McNeese family, started as a walk-on guard
That's correct.
from a small town, and you stayed the whole time. What have you seen as the growth of the university, and what was it like back when you started here?
The growth, a lot of growth. Buildings, facilities, just everything. I mean, coaches coming and going, stuff like that. That's about it.
What about the growth of women's sports? Because you've been a part of really the infancy of Title IX, and now you've seen it to where you've got more attention than ever on women's sports. How does that make you feel, and how important have you seen kind of McNeese change over the years with that?
I mean, I like it. It makes me. It's very important. Added a lot of sports. I think beach volleyball last year. I think soccer was another one that was added. We don't have women's golf anymore, but that was another sport that was added whenever I was here. There, it's just the way they travel. I mean, I traveled in vans whenever I was playing. Now it's buses every trip, and that's good. I mean, that's good. The facilities are phenomenal here. I mean, I played in Memorial Gym where they just tore it down. Memorial Gym in the Civic Center. But these facilities are amazing.
Yeah, having them on campus, having everything on campus is really something that you kind of take pride in, but also it's a very good recruiting tool.
Yes, very, very good.
Well, Pam, let me ask you this. So talk a little bit about your day-to-day, okay? I mean, and because it's not, the thing about athletics, I say this all the time, is it's not just 8 to 5, right? Like, there's weekends, there's holidays, fall breaks. I mean, what is a fall break, right? So, like, but talk a little bit about your day-to-day and your job responsibilities the sports you cover, et cetera.
I would say every day's different because you don't do the same thing every day.
Yep.
So from August till May, I'm just going to say we in sports information don't have a weekend off. We don't. We don't just work home events. We work away events. Sometimes we travel, sometimes we don't. If you don't travel, you're at home watching the game on ESPN Plus, tweeting, doing all that good stuff. For me, the spring is the worst for me. In February especially, because you got basketball still going on and then all the spring sports. And it's just, sometimes you have 4 events going on at
That's right.
one day, and could be at a basketball game watching a softball game on the computer, I mean, that's basically what it is.
Well, and I think what people really don't realize, and I didn't realize it when I was coaching, and I always say, I say that to a lot of people when I go speak, is every coach should spend time as an administrator first before they become a coach, because they would have more appreciation for what the staffs have to go through. To your point, when you get into February, you got wrapping up women's basketball, softball starting, you have tennis, track and field, like it's a lot. So
It's a lot.
the ability to give each sport their due, if you will, the tweets, because and we'll get into that too, but it's not just, hey, I come to this game or I check out at Friday at 5.
Yeah.
Talk about, from the sports information standpoint, the evolution, right? When you got in 42 years ago, it was,
Paper. Just paper.
And now, like you mentioned, tweeting and all that. Talk about the evolution of this part of the industry.
Yeah, it was paper and pencil, I'm telling y'all. I'm not kidding. I mean, we still have some stuff on file where, it's not computerized. It was after game. You might understand this more than he, but like for game by game stats, we had to do each person, write it out, and then type it on a sheet of paper to give him updated stats or a box score. We were keeping, everybody had, like, one person did assist, one person did this, and then we put it all together on one sheet for a box score. And it's, in fact, last week I was just going through some of the files, and it was how did we do this? Like, how did our play-by-play guy type so fast to have play-by-play?
And to carry around the big typewriter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was, and now it's all computerized, which you're just calling out numbers, and somehow it spits out.
And you guys have gone this year to a lot of video.
Yes.
It seems like you've kind of gone into video. How much is that is dictated by the fact that that's what the kids want?
A lot, You
become a recruiting tool.
Yes, exactly. You have to keep up with times, and if you don't, you're going to get left behind. And people would like to look at video more than read right now.
Oh, yeah. And this guy even goes on video 5 times a week or something like that. Starts telling the world what's going on. That's got to embarrass your department a little bit, doesn't it?
It's good. You got to, like I said, you got to keep up or you're going to get left behind.
But what have you noticed about the kids, dealing with the kids? You used to be the only information for them. You would get the stories out. Now you almost have to control them giving out their own stories, don't you?
Yeah, but you can't do that because it's just so hard. Sometimes I find out stuff from them that I need to know, and you can't. There's no way of controlling that. I don't think. You just kind of talk to them before and say, hey, this is what you shouldn't do this.
Think before hitting send.
Right, and then hopefully they listen to you and don't put anything out there that they shouldn't.
Always think before hitting send. Pam, thanks for joining us. A great story on how you've kind of changed and how you're helping people. I want to thank you for your time. When we come back with Coach's final thoughts after this.
Thank you very much.
At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
We're back. That's a brave story, a tremendous story, and an important story to get out there.
She's an amazing woman. I tell you what, she just is amazing. Every time you meet her, she has the same personality. She lights up your day. She's a fixture in this department and someone that I've been really, really honored and privileged to get to know.
42 years is a long time.
It's a long time. She's seen a lot. no doubt about it. And she's just, but really, she is the same person every day. She's phenomenal, and and I don't give you very many, much credit.
You should.
Okay. However,
You should.
that article that you did, and I don't read the paper, but it was sent to me. That article was really well done and very classy. So thank you.
They're all well done. Okay,
I've heard opposite, but that's
Yes,
okay.
I'm sure you have. Okay, let's get into some other things here.
Okay.
Kind of the long layoff. How is that? This is what we worried about with the attention span.
Mm-hmm.
They had a momentum. Now there's layoffs. Are you still hearing from fans for football?
For sure, yeah. I mean, listen, I hear from them.
Both good and bad.
Good and bad. I hear from them.
In the case of a week.
Geez,
it flipped.
yes, 100%.
That's football.
And it just obviously we played extremely poor.
Played extremely well and then extremely poor.
Yes, I mean we were, that's not McNeese football. It's not the standard that we want. And going to and losing to Houston Christian 2 years in a row is something that's very, very disappointing. That's for sure. But like you said,
a chance to bounce back.
But now you got now you have a heavyweight and incarnate word, and it's about who is on the field, and we got to get our best players playing football.
Okay, I want to ask you about basketball tickets. Where are you on basketball tickets? Have you sold out? What have you sold out, and where are you? Because that's only 3 weeks away.
And so all the suites are sold, all the courtside are sold, Platinum Club is sold, and we have over 1,000. We've sold over 1,000 season tickets, which is double what we sold last year. So now there are, and we're.
Do you still have season tickets available?
We have season tickets available, and we have reserve season tickets available where you have your seat. Like last year, we had so many GAs that you get up and go to the bathroom, you lose your seat.
Yeah.
Now you have a seat. That will be your seat. So it's exciting, and I will tell you, with our home schedule with North Texas and Santa Clara, and now Stephen F. Austin back in the league. Obviously the Corpus Christi's, the Nichols. I mean, it's going to be a great season.
And much upgraded.
For sure.
And basketball polls come out on Thursday. I expect McNeese will be number one for men's. Where do you think the women are going to be?
I don't know. I think we are definitely improved. Our roster looks a lot better. I think that again we pivoted and made a sharp 180 in who and what we're going to recruit. In the area we need to focus on. So I think when you come out and watch the Cowgirls play, they're a lot more talented. They're bigger. They're more athletic.
They're more physical.
And you've said it on this show since we started the show that basketball in this league is very physical.
Very physical.
And if you want to play a finesse style, it's not going to work. You're not going to change the league, and you have to adapt to the league. And I think that this year, Coach Kennedy and his staff really did a great job in the recruiting area.
This league has always been about bulk and about being big inside and being physical inside. Because let's face it, you can get away with some stuff with referees.
For sure.
And there's some things that happen.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you this because you told me it was going to be here. It's not here. Where's the scoreboard? Where's the big scoreboard?
It's coming. It will be here. It will be here. It's going to be here.
Is there a Heath Schwer face on all four
No,
sides?
there is not. There is
Are
not.
we sure about that? Because
There is
I've heard
not.
of rumors.
No. I would not want that at all. No, but it's coming.
Okay.
It is coming.
Okay. I'm just
Now, so if our first men's game is on the 7th, okay,
yes.
it'll probably be up by the 6th.
Okay.
No, but I have been assured. Last week I checked on it again. There's a couple things that need to get flipped around, but we are still on schedule.
Okay. Because that was everybody talked about when you had it there for the tournament.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal.
So it will be here for the tournament.
Absolutely, it will not go down. Yes.
I'm just making sure because the tournament's not going to bring the league's not going to bring their own in here.
No.
So do you get to go to Incarnate Word?
Yes, I will be there.
You did not go to Houston Christian.
Yes.
You were leaving town.
Yes, correct.
You didn't miss much. Well, next week we'll talk about the Incarnate Word game, and that could be a flip the other way. We'll see what happens this next week on Poke Nation.